John, could you? Is Chris replied or not?
No, I'm in the room waiting.
Okay, cool. Could you quickly just register and have a quick look and see what you can? What a viewer would see. Obviously, the first time I've actually gone live, I want to make sure that. Cool. I can see you just come online. You want to just turn your screen around so I can see? Does it sound okay?
Yeah. Just mute it.
Okay, so that's what you see.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. I've said it so that. Okay. Just wait. If James Campbell doesn't come on, what I'll do is I will not record it now because I was thinking if you want to have it pre-recorded, having background noise is probably not the best idea in the world. So I think what I'll do is I will come back in one evening this week and record it as live. Because I realised as I thought this, you've got an EVR. So if this does go ahead,
I'll move.
do you want me to look at getting keyboards, mice, and stuff?
Well, yeah, I think we'll be good.
Yeah. Cool. I'll get. Problem with the wireless ones are connectivity issues, especially if you're sharing. If we're going to have just a group, obviously, if mine's paired to my laptop, if you pick up mine by mistake, you're then gonna. Yeah, I think what we'll do. Also, the wireless ones are really expensive. I might get wired ones for now, just to get us over the line. Could you just go back on again and have a quick look at something? Sorry. I can get this one too, if it's easier. What can you see in the chat box?
Chat.
Can you see how many people?
How many people on board?
Yeah.
No.
You can't see any numbers or anything. Cool. Do you just delete them? Yeah.
What?
You delete those messages. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see who's in there.
Yes, actually. Belly chewed, and it's actually quite nice pen to write with. No, I've thrown away all the ones that have run out.
Yeah, so they're running a couple minutes late, but they're going ahead, so I'm going to sit over there.
Cool. I have a sneaking suspicion that this won't be going ahead, so.
So I don't know what I'm asking, so it's just I just ring it.
As we said before, the first few are always going to be like that. It's like the onboardings. We winged it. We tried over planning it, and actually, in the end, it was better to not plan things and just go by the flow, go with the flow. So, you still talking to your mate on LinkedIn, the customer success person? Yeah.
Last time we spoke, she was like, "Give me your availability, we'll have a chat," and then I did, and then they went back from there.
How long do I leave it in before I stop recording? Well, it's 3 minutes past, so.
James has texted me saying, "I'm pressing the link you sent me and nothing happened."
I mean, you press the link and you know it works, so. It's because they always get KFC in that booth, that's why. You hungry?
Oh, okay. Well, what was it?
Okay, I think we are all good to go. James, can you hear me okay? If you just give me a thumbs up or put something in the chat button, we can just double check you've got the audio all set up okay. I can see you're there. Okay, I'll make the assumption you can hear me, and if you can't, you'll send John a message or something, I'm sure. Okay, so perfect, cool, James. Okay, it is only you and I. This is meant to be for multiple people, hence why I can't talk. I can't hear you talking to me. So if you've got any questions, put it on the live chat here. But I'm going to do a demo of Hub. You have already had an onboarding with John, haven't you? So I'm going to go through this as if we had start from the beginning. So if there's anything you want me to talk about, just let me know in the live chat, and we can go from there. So I'm just going to jump onto Hub now. So I think you've already logged in and set yourself up. So I won't go through how to set up your account, but I'm just going to start kind of right from the beginning here. Excuse me. And I will just go through each tab, each section of Hub in turn, just to give you a quick recap of it. So first thing we'll go to is the vehicles tab here. So you can see I'm in a demo account here. This is our demo account for Hub, so you can see it's as live as it can be. And what we'll do is I'll go through vehicles first, then we'll go through drivers, then audits, then reports, and we'll just kind of do a recap of each of the tabs. So within vehicles, if you need to add a vehicle, it's very simple. Click a button down here. Quite simple. Fill in the details, hit add new vehicle. Pretty easy. Make sure you put these details in properly because you can't edit that after the fact. If you need to change it, you need to delete it and start again. So you see I've got 2 vehicles registered here. Let's go into vehicle ABC. And you can see here it has all the key information you need to know about them, about that vehicle here. So that's under details. Now there's a few ways excuse me, of using the vehicle tab here specifically. So I'm going to kind of go through each bit in turn. So we'll start at the end and work our way back. So under images, I've not uploaded an image yet, but this is where you can upload any images of your vehicles to keep track of them, mostly for Fords, obviously, but it's a good place to store kind of any images you have. So very simple, add an image, click browse, choose an image and upload it as necessary. And then hit add images. So we're not going to do that now because it's a bit slower than this demo can allow. So that's really simple. It gives you a nice overview of all the images you'll need, and then John can access them as necessary. Documents is kind of quite a useful little tool we've built into this, where you can upload kind of any document that you want to attach to the vehicle. So what we mean by document at the moment, it's all very manual. So it's uploading things like your PMIs, MOT, insurance certificates. If you want to upload defect sheets, you can do. It's kind of up to you how you do it. It's very simple. Hit add new document, name it as you want to do. So insurance document. Now it's already attached to ABC 1, 2, 3, so no need to worry about that. And then just choose which one it is. So this is an other for this one, and obviously browse files and find it that way. So we're not going to do that now, but you can see the gist. So use this as you want. Again, we've started building this out rather than just being a Fords management tool, but actually being a fleet management tool for yourself and your business. So this is kind of use it as you see fit. And obviously you can search for things here as you wish. So you can find things a bit easier using the search button just the top here. Any questions so far? We all good with that? I'll assume that you will find with that, so we'll crack on. Reports. So a report is anything attached to that vehicle. So anything that happens to that vehicle will be just tabulated here. So you can see anything that's ever happened, whether it's a fuel report, whether it's an RTC, a near hit, whatever it is, all gets logged here. So it's just a massive dump of all the information. And again, you probably won't use this tab all that often. It's more going to just be, it's there as an audit tool if you need to. So the final tab under vehicles is fuel. Now, don't get too used to this being here because it is going to move in the next couple of weeks, but it will look the same regardless of where it is. This is basically, we realized that the fuel tab, the fuel that we recorded from you on a monthly basis was not necessarily the most user friendly. It solved our problems. It ticked a box for Fords, but actually it wasn't usable as a product in its own right. So what we did was we changed it up a little bit, and you can add fuel a variety of ways. So you could either add it monthly, so add it at the end of the month and total it all up if you wish. Just the mileage at the end of the month, the fuel you put in that month, and then if you want to put price in, you can do. You don't feel you have to. Or, which is what a lot of our users are now doing, is they do it every time they fill up. So every time their driver fills up, and by the way, drivers can do this. It's not just a wholly an admin facility. Drivers can do this in the same way. They can add all these details. So every time they fill up, they can log the current mileage and the fuel they've added. And once you've done that, Hub does the rest, and it basically auto calculates everything here. So you can see over the last 30 days, the amount of fuel used, the cost, the MPG is all automatically calculated nice and easily. If you want to see the last 90 days, obviously you can do that. If you want to do all time, so it makes John's life a lot easier doing a submission, because obviously you need to show that you've how much fuel you used the last 2 years. Well, or last year, sorry. You can do that very easily. It totals it up. Now, this is only per vehicle basis at the moment. So at the moment, if you only got 1 or 2 vehicles, that's fine. If you've got multiple vehicles, it can get a little bit kind of taxing to keep going between vehicles to find all the fuel. So what we've actually done, as I said earlier, we're moving the fuel tab into the company tab here. So we'll explain when that changes. There'll be a live session where you can see the update and kind of ask any questions as necessary. So that's vehicles. So it's very simple, very easy to do. Any questions on vehicles so far? I'm assuming not. So that's all good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at drivers. So you can see here I've got two drivers here. So myself, obviously I'm not James, but it's our demo account. That's the admin, and then that's a driver here. So you can I'll click on me for a second, and it's very simple. This is what you can see on all your drivers. So you can see the activity is just an overview of what's happened. Not that useful. Your profile goes here. So again, if you want to keep track of all their contact details and stuff, rather than having to have an Excel spreadsheet of your own, use this as a HR system, if you will. That's what that's for. Now, kind of leading on from that is training. We can now keep track of all the training certificates in one place. And the clever thing here is, obviously, you can attach it to whoever you want. You can name it whatever you want. Choose the course it is. Put in when was the course completed, and then then you put in when will it expire, and upload the certificate. The reason we want to put that detail in like that is it actually allows you, if we just go back to a more active driver, you can see here it had a little color coding here. So if it's uploaded, it's fine. If it's due for renewal soon, it says expiring. So it makes it very easy for you to just quickly see if anything's expiring. So that only works if you put in the correct details. So you obviously need to put in the correct details. So once you click on a certificate, you can then actually see the actual certificate there as well. So you can see a copy of it as well. So you can upload it. Also, your drivers can upload it as well from within their own dashboard. So that's another thing that we do here. Licenses, very simple. It's just basically they do a license check and we keep track of their licenses here. And then under health is where you do eyesight checks and health declarations. Again, the way we actually do the reports is under the report section here. So we'll come to that in a section Sorry. Okay, I'm going too fast. Which bit do you want me to recap? Do you want me to go through drivers or vehicles?
First of all, feedback about Hub. I appreciate you only using it for a few weeks now. Is there any bad feedback, something you don't like, something you want to change, or something you don't actually want to have?
Okay, while I wait for you to work that out, I'll recap vehicle drivers for a second. So this is, as I was saying, this is the driver tab. So you come onto drivers, then you click on the driver you want to look at. So let's look at Paul Smith, who is my driver. Sorry, James. I apologize. If you want to ask me any questions, if you just kind of type them out here and then I'll answer them. That way I can kind of keep track of it that way. So are there any questions on vehicles first of all before we move on to drivers then?
Yes. I think there's a filter to actually make it look in date. I'll go on there now. So what will I'll pay for that license. Yeah, I think it was mostly
for this one, just because we are okay. Yeah. How drivers get on. Okay. So what I will do, if you give me 2 seconds, I'm just going to get the driver view up for you, so you can see what they see, and then you can go through that. So let me just give me a second. Let me just get a driver view open. Give me a second. I've just got to get the password up. So it looks slightly different to what you'll see, which is why I've got to do it in a separate tab. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to, it looks better on a phone for them, and most of your drivers are going to work on a phone basis. So what we'll do is it's on my laptop, but I've made it look like a phone width. So just give me 1 second so I can change which one we'll look at. So I think it is. Okay, so this is now what a driver will see. It looks a little bit different. I know it's not quite a phone, but so this is now, I've now logged in as Paul Smith, so as my driver. So I can now go in and edit all these things. So as a driver, I can edit my details. So I can change my name, my details, that sort of stuff. I can upload the certificates. So it's very simple. They just go to you click on their face, click on my accounts if they want, and then come to certificates, and then click upload. And then they can then just go through. And the benefit of this is, it obviously this is on my laptop, but it's on a phone. When they click browse files, what they can actually do is they can actually upload photos. Exactly, yeah. So when you say upload photos, what do you mean by photos? Do you mean photos of their certificates, or do you mean vehicle photos?
Yeah, I spoke to the beginning of the year, Tarmac were thinking it's going to take another year to even think about it and implement a year and a half, but they were looking at potentially.
Yeah, so drivers can't upload vehicle photos because they can't see vehicles. They can just do things on behalf of the vehicle, but they can't log a photo. That's your job to do that. But do you mean for fours, or do you mean for like if there's an accident or an incident? Because if it's for fours, it's a thing you do once at the beginning when you get a new vehicle or when you're on board to the system. Yeah, so for that, you'll have to do it. Unfortunately, as the admin, it's not a driver facility. Otherwise, they can upload anything they want and put it on a vehicle. And it's kind of, we don't want to give drivers that facility because, again, you never know what they're going to try and upload to your system. So that's why we've limited that. In terms of if there's an accident or incident, they can log a photo for that, and that's different. That's fine. I'll show you how that works in a second. So, yeah, so you can see here, for them to do a thing, they come to reports, and then whatever they want to do, they just choose it from here. So if they want to log fuel, obviously they click on fuel, and they do that. Very simple. If they want to log an RTC, as I said, with an RTC, they will choose the vehicle they're part of, their name is selected, and then you can then browse files, and then they can take a photo of the accident as they want to. So that's something that they will have that facility, but only when it's a requirement of that thing. So for fours, that you'll have to do it for, because it's your vehicle, you're the admin. So that's how they log a thing. And again, it's very simple. If they want to upload a training certificate, they can do it from here as well. Again, very simple. They all look the same. It's all the same information, just it gets logged differently. Eyesight checks and health decks are slightly different, only because they actually have a signature box. So you can actually get them, obviously on a phone, it would look better because obviously they can just squiggle on their phone with their finger. And again, they hit submit and it comes through. Health deck, same thing. This is where they put their licenses stuff in and tick that they're happy to say that they're not unwell. Again, they sign, hit submit, and it comes through to their dashboard, to their records. So that's how the reports function work in for a driver. Any questions on how the driver sees things? Because they're really only going to do things as things happen. The exception being fuel. Obviously, you want them to try and fill up. Every time they fill up, you want them to fill in the form. But obviously, that's the only thing that they're going to do regularly. Things like RTCs and near hits is only as and when that happens. You happy with the driver view? Is there anything else you want to ask?
I know they had one in Wayne Woodcock's area, didn't they?
Cool. Okay, brilliant. So what we'll do is I'm going to just come back to your view. There you go, on of a driver. So yeah, as I say, this is what you can see of them. You can see their training, you can see their licenses if they've done one, and you can see their health checks if they've done them. Obviously, as you click on them, you can see here. There you go. That's it. Drivers is quite simple because there's not much you need to really know about a driver. We haven't got taco analysis on there. We don't really log anything like that because we haven't built that software yet. It is what it is here. So audits is a slightly different thing. This is a FORS specific thing. This is where we or John uploads your monthly audits, your monthly report. So you can see here, just where you can see it. I mean, obviously, it's just going to be a Word doc here. Or it's not. You can just see it. It's just a document. You can read it. We can also talk you through it. So we will be able to say, okay, hi, James. Here is your latest report. Have a read and let me know any issues. Now that if I was logged in as me, I could do that, and that will come through to you, and vice versa. So we can talk through that. So it keeps conversation about a thing specific where it needs to be, which is quite a neat little thing we've got there. But yeah, you can see the docs there, nice and easy. And again, it's just a normal monthly report that you've been getting every month. It just keeps them centralized where you can see them, and then you'll get notifications when they're uploaded. The final tab. This is where you can see all reports that have ever been logged for your company. So fuel, RTCs, vehicle, AdBlue, anything that's been done. Again, you can filter. So you can filter by, okay, let's see how many tire changes I've had by Paul Smith. Okay, none. I can filter by all drivers and which vehicle is attached to. So there you go. So you could. It's a bit clunky at the moment because it's quite a new thing we've just kind of like released out to see how it works. But it means that you can give have an overview and just quickly just look at how your business is running per vehicle, per driver. So you look at like efficiencies, you can look at driver behavior, that sort of thing. But if you want to log a report, obviously you then click on log report, and it's exactly the same as what the driver sees, just obviously it's a slightly bigger because it's on the laptop. Nice and easy. Any questions on creating a report and viewing the reports? To be honest, it is quite self-explanatory in my opinion. You're more likely, you're not really going to use this tab unless you want to have a look at top level kind of things. In reality, you'll see it attached to a vehicle or attached to a driver. So that's how the reports work. Couple more things we're going to look at just very briefly. Company details. This is just kind of like you put in your company details in here essentially, so we can make sure we've got it all up to date. Operating centers, again, it's good for FORS. You put in the all the details for your operating center, number of vehicles, and obviously it just keeps a good track of it for us to know where it is. You don't have to do it, but it makes our life a little bit easier. Now, documents. This is a place where you upload anything you want. Now, it can be literally anything to do with your business. It can be insurance docs, it can be your waste carrier certificate, it could be your FORS certificate, it could be job specs, whatever you want. Very simple. Add a doc, call it what it is, tag it, upload it, and it's there. So you can see here we've used this one for insurance docs. Obviously, it's not actual insurance doc. Waste carrier certificate, O license docs. It's all there. It means it's one central repository of all your data and documentation you need to know about your business. Use it as you will. We upload bits on your behalf as well. For example, we put in your job specs because that's what you pay us for. So we upload that. But if there's anything you want to use it for, chuck it in there. And again, you can search for it. So if you want to look at all insurance docs, search insurance, it will come up nice and simple, nice and easy. The final tab we're going to look at under your company is the handbook. Now this is, and I'll show you how it looks for you, and I'll show you how it looks for your drivers, because that's really the point of this, is rather than having to have a massive handbook in your cab, it can all be done digitally, which is obviously what we've been doing for the last year and a half. But we made it a bit easier rather than to download Dropbox, etc. So you can see here, like we've got, we've uploaded all the things. There you go. You can see all the actual documentation here. So if you want to download it, you can do, but you can view it on your phone. It's all there. There's comments as necessary, but it's all pretty self-explanatory. Now we upload your complete staff handbook, all your documentation that you pay us for, we upload for you. But let's say you have a document you want your drivers to read, you can upload your own version. So it's up to you what you use it for, but we put stuff up there that you paid us for. That's what we put it there. Now, how that looks in terms of what a driver sees. Let me just log in. Let me just change view. So if you come to, you can see I'm on drivers again here. Click on here. They go to the handbook. They can see all these things. So they can access things. If they want to see, let's say they get pulled over by VOSA or by whoever, and they go, let me see an example of your accident policy. There you go. It's there for them to view on their phone. So very easy. They can see it. It's pretty self-explanatory, to be honest. And yeah, they can search whatever they want within the handbook area. So let me just jump back to your view 1 second.
So yeah, that's pretty much it from my end.
A few other bits and bobs. If you've got any questions, just chuck them in the chat now. No questions. Cool. Okay, fantastic. One last thing I would say is I know you've already had an onboarding with John, so I hope you found this useful, this kind of recap of things. These are going to be running every day at 10 o'clock. So if you ever have a question, if you ever you want to go through this demo again, you feel free to log back in. You can do it as many times as you want. We also do driver demos, driver walkthroughs. So you can get your drivers login. I think they're at 2 o'clock 3 times a week. So again, go to hubhq.co.uk, click on live sessions. You can see everything we've got running. You can then kind of enroll yourself on as many as you want and ask the question as many times as you want. One last thing I would say if you've got any questions that we can't answer via a live chat, via a demo like this, rather than pick up the phone to John or send him a WhatsApp, the easier thing is just simply click on the question mark here. And at the moment, what happens is it opens up our. Let me just open up. So it opens up our knowledge base, which is basically you can find how to do a thing. So as a driver, they can see how do you view your certificates, and then we've got like walkthrough of how it all looks and stuff. So if you've got any questions, come here. But we are updating that this week. We are updating this week, and what we're going to have instead is going to open up another page with a live chat as well. So you'll have a little live chat button down the bottom that you can ask us any questions, live chat that way. So it's a bit easier to kind of get in touch with us. So any questions about that? Anything you want to add? Other than that, as I say, give me a shout. Check out the website and the FAQs and the knowledge base using the question mark. Other than that, I think we can wrap that up. And yeah, I hope you found it useful. And yeah, good luck with the use of Hub. And yeah, we'll go from there. You're good with that, James? Just give me a thumbs up, and then I'll close the chat. Perfect. All right. Cheers, mate. You have a good day. And yeah, if you've got any questions, just give me a shout. Cool. Cheers.